Good morning, everyone. Today we are discussing about All India Bar exam, which is scheduled on 22nd December, next end of this week. So I have many law students. They are going to attend Bar Council exam of 2024 December 22nd. So I have some recommendations to you, my friend. First of all, we have to go through it, and we have to manage how to solve the problems. So there are some way that we can look into the resources. So I will give you some of the resources I have, which is very good to share with you. I purchased a book called Salt Pepper. This is the book. I think I should show like this. This is Salt Papers of past 13 years. This is one very good book having lot of information about the Bar Council exam. So if anyone doesn't have all the Bar Act with you, it's better to have this book in hand. But only problem is you cannot carry this book to the exam hall. If you want to attend the exam very well, and only books you can carry to the exam hall is only Bare Act. So you have to have the Bare Act without failure. But this book will give you a lot of insight, which is carrying all the major questions of past 13 years. So this is covering most of the area of the questions, and this question bank is very helpful for you to know how the questions are coming, from which directions the questions are formed. It's very relevant and easy book to read and understand. So this is one. And ideally we have to follow around 12 to 14 Bare Act, in which we have the new Bare Act as well. That we will discuss one by one. First of all, when you take the Bare Act, let's say you have Indian Penal Code. This is one of the Bare Act you can carry. First, what you have to do, you have to go through the contents of this one. Here it is mentioned chapter by chapter. So if they ask you any question, they will give you some indications about act number or any other resources. So you just come to the same page and go the sections. You can get the sections from here and see the answer. So around Indian Penal Code 359, it's talking about kidnapping. 360 kidnapping from India, and 361 kidnapping from lawful guardianship. So the tone of the law getting changed based on the sections. So if you carefully read the Bare Act very well, then it is very easy for you to answer the questions. Around 60% of the questions is generating from the Bare Act questions, and remaining you have to use your intellectual area, in which you got all the information throughout the courses. You might have studied 5-year course or 3-year course, but whatever, but you have gone across all the Bare Acts. So you should know most of the subjects related with Code of Criminal Procedure Code 1973, Consumer Protection Act 2019, Environmental Law, Specific Relief Act 1963, Information Technology Act 2000, Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita 2023, Information Technology Law. Then there is Code of Civil Procedure, Constitution Law, Family Laws, Indian Evidence Act 1872, the Advocate Act 1961, Transfer of Property Act 1882, Labor Law, Environment Protection Act 1986, Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, Indian Contract Act 1872, Limitation Act 1963, Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, Intellectual Property Act, Motor Vehicles Act, Arbitration Act, then Administrative Tribunals Act, Family Law. These are the major books of Bare Acts we have. But out of this, all these books, you have to study Indian Penal Code, Bare Act very well. This is one of the biggest book you have. Then the remaining one is Constitution. See, any law student, he should be a master. He must be a master in Indian Constitution, because all the law is getting formed based on the Constitution. We are discussing about Indian Constitution. We are going to protect Indian Constitution, and if anyone violate Indian Constitution, that becomes a crime or offense. So any violation against constitutional rights is becoming a offense. So the story starts from here. The lawyers day one starts from Constitution. So you should know all the details mentioned in Indian Constitution. The very simple. See, when you can go to the articles. In any question related with article, it is coming from Indian Constitution. Very simple. So you can go to the so-and-so article and see the answers very well. So book is quite big. If you have taken care of this books very well from the course, from the beginning of your course, you will be easily answering the questions. If not, still we have 4-5 days, 4 days minimum. So you can utilize this book very well. Only thing is you need to have a glance before 1 or 2 days before the exam. You have to go across all these books. What are the major things mentioned here? How many articles? See, some kind of information you have to gather from Constitution. So never forget to go through Constitution before you enter to the exam hall. This video will help you if you carefully take care of what I am saying. So first you have to take the Constitution and see how many articles are there, and you have to carry a Bare Act which you did not mention anything, you did not mark anything here by pen or pencil, because they will not allow you to carry it. Okay, this is one. Second, Indian Penal Code. You have to carry this book also. Someone says in this exam we will be having AIBE based on new laws, Nyaya Samhitas. But most of the people, they says that we have to use old CPC and the new laws both. So you have to carry all these books. This is all about the Indian Penal Code. Here also it's very easy. You can go through the sections. So when you read the questions, you can come to the question paper, answer paper, and see the Bare Act, and properly you choose the answer from here and write the answers. So we finished Indian Penal Code and Code of Criminal Procedure Code 1973. This is also related with many questions. Since many years we are getting questions from here. So here also you will find sections. So from here you can choose the answer. So what I'm saying is, for you to get passed, you should be a master in finding the answers from Bare Act itself. So simply go through it and have a look on it and see where each and every points are mentioned, the sections, how many sections are there from the old CRPC. See, things you have to know how to answer. Then the other book is Code of Civil Procedure Code 1908. Here also you will find details in sections. So you can come to the sections and rules. Here there are rules and sections both. So when the question from the question paper, if you find anything related with the rules, you straight away you come to the section of rules. Or if it is talking about sections, then use the sections itself, and you will find the answer there. So this is about Code of Civil Procedure Code. And next one is, okay, now something new. These are the 3 books introduced in 2023, which is the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita 2023, then Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita 2023, and Bharatiya Sakshya Samhita. This is all about CPC and CRPC and Evidence Act. Okay, so this also same like IPC, CRPC, what you have done before, same like this. You have to go across this book. The book is quite big, but you have to read it 1 or 2 days very well, and have some idea in your mind that I read that books, and you are confident to take the information from it. So this is Nagarika Suraksha Sanhita, and this is, it's all about Nyaya Samhita. Here also you can get the details. I'm not sure how many questions will be coming from these new books, because you have to master here as well. But I think most of the questions will be repeating from the old book only. And this is evidence law. Evidence law, when you see the details, it's all about common sense. So in Indian Evidence Act, we learn many things, how to take the evidence, what are the rules to follow while taking the evidence. See, it's a big area of understanding about law and executions. So Indian Evidence Act 1872, you have to go through it, and I think the old one is quite easy for us, because we learn it from through this book only. So here also it is discussing with sections and details. So just go through it, no big deal. But main thing is you need to have this book. If you don't have this bare act in your hand, then it will be very difficult for you to pass the exam, unless if you are a smart and very experienced person about the rules and laws and everything in Indian Constitution and Indian laws. The other book is Indian Contract Act. Majority of the questions will be coming from Constitution and IPC, CRPC, Evidence Law, Contract Act, like that. But there are some books also we have to go through. Maybe it is only for 2 to 4 marks, but you have to know what are the details. This is all about Indian Contract Act. And study well about this book also. This will help you a lot. When you come to Contract Act, it is discussing about territory and many other things. Model of forms, agreement between principal and agents, agreement to sold, and settlement agreement. There are many things you have to go through it. It's very interesting subject, but have insight about it. And this is very important, my friends, Hindu laws. This is related with religion. So here we'll discuss about Hindu Marriage Act and Hindu Succession Act, Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act, Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act, Hindu Deposition and Property Act. And there are many things you have to learn from Hindu laws. You'll find a lot of questions. To answer all this, you should know what are the major laws here, and go through it. The other one is Muslim law. Same like Hindu law, it will discuss about the Muslim woman, protection of rights and divorce, The Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Divorce 1986, the Dissolution of Muslim Marriage Act, the Muslim Personal Law, Sharia application, and Qazi Act, Musliman Waqf Act, and there is the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Act 2019. This is also very interesting subject. If you have good insight about Hindu laws and Muslim laws, then it is very easy for you to answer it. If not, you have to go through these books. Then one or two question will be from cyber law. So this is the Information and Technology Act 2000. You need to have this Bear Act also, and you have to carry it. Question will be coming from this Bear Act. And Limitation Act, this also you have to have 1963. Here in the Limitation and Contract Act, in the Contract Act, you should know one thing. I want to tell you that the Contract Act, it was not applicable in Jammu and Kashmir before. The same story comes to Limitation Act also, but it is amended. In the Limitation Act, you just see, if you read all these things in 1 or 2 days, it is impossible to read all this data. But just go through it, and if anything clicking to your mind that you like to understand, then just go through it. But ideally, you need to have little bit idea, like 10 to 15% idea about each and every Bear Act. So this will help you to get away from problems. And this is Advocate Act 1961. This year is very important. Many times they were asking questions related with year. So it is 1961. Here it will give you a lot of insight about ethics and code of conduct, many things. You have to go through Advocate Act without any failure. These are the major Bear Act which you are going to get questions through AIBE 19. Now I will show you some other Bear Act which is not much relevant, but if you have little information about it, this will help you a lot. So this is Indian Forest Act. If you want, just have it. If you don't have it, but in the future, being a lawyer, you need to have this kind of Bear Act. So this is one Bear Act you have to have. Then Indian Succession Act. This also you need to have some insight about it. Then the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. This also, you will find some questions from connecting all this Bear Act, but not necessary that you need to have a Bear Act to carry inside. Out of the subject, you will be having around 40 questions. So all these 40 questions connecting with this kind of Bear Act, which is not necessary to carry inside to the hall. So Negotiable Instrument Act is one of them. Then Dowry Prohibition Act 1961. This is another one. Then there is Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Act 1994. This is a small Bear Act. The Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizen Act 2007. Maybe you will find some questions from this kind of out of subjects. So if you have this kind of Bear Act, and if you had read about it, you will be easy to answer. Then Right of Persons with Disabilities Act. See how many Bear Act we have in our market. Many people doesn't know what is Bear Act, and many people not even buying a Bear Act on time. This is Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012. This is related with POCSO Act. If anyone wants to become a professional in POXO Act, this is the book you need to have in your hand. So some books, this will help you. See, questions will be coming from this kind of BEAR Act, which is not directly connecting with the book, but indirectly they will ask you questions. This about it. Then Indecent Representation of Women Prohibition Act, 1986. This is another BEAR Act you need to have. Then the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, 2005. We were discussing about 498A. The 498A coming from this BEAR Act. So this is the BEAR Act you need to have always. Then the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, Prevention Prohibition Act, Redressal Act 21(3). There is same like POXO, there is another act called POSH Act. The POSH Act is connected with the sexual harassment of women at workplace. This book also very helpful for you to read the related laws connected with the POSH Act. If you don't have these books, and if you want to become a very good advocate, a lawyer, then buy all these books, it will help you a lot. Then the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, 1971. I am sure a question from this will be always there in AIBE exam. Negligence of medical practice. There are questions coming in this title. So it is coming based on this BEAR Act. Then there is this Specific Relief Act, 1963. This is also, you have to go and have some idea about it. Then Protection of Children from Sexual Offences. I think we discussed it. This is another BEAR Act I have. Then there is Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act, 1985. This is all about NDPS Act. You'll find lot of cases in the court with NDPS. So anyone wants to specialize with NDPS Act, this is the major book you need to have in your hand. Buy this. Then MACT, the Motor Vehicles Act. MACT, we have a separate court to deal with motor vehicle accidents tribunal cases. So anything related with motor vehicles and insurance, this is the act you have to follow, MACT Act. Then the Right to Information Act, 2005. There are some questions coming from this BEAR Act. I think I came to know some questions about this BEAR Act. They will ask you some resources related with this question, and you will find questions as well. So answer you have to find from here. Then this is Contempt of Court, 1971. Same like Advocate Act. Yeah, you have to know what are the proceedings you have to follow in court, how to behave in front of the opposite counsel and before the judges. And see, this is the proceedings how you should follow in the court. And this is Consumer Protection Act. There are questions coming. 100% you'll find a question from this BEAR Act, from the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Quite big BEAR Act, but you have to go across this BEAR Act. This is some Arms Act. Normally, I didn't find any questions related with this, but if in this year, if there is anything, this is the Arms Act you have to follow. Now, this is the book discussing about law of tort. Tort, you cannot carry this book as a bare act. There is nothing called a bare act with tort. But the thing is, you should know actually what kind of offenses are related with tort. And there are many legal maxims related with tort. Even with the criminal, civil, and any offenses, you should know most of the legal maxims. So the way you study the law points with the sections and rules and constitution details like articles, you should know at least 25 to 30 legal maxims, major legal maxims. So this is all about I want to introduce to you. And one thing I want to tell you that you should be there in the exam center by 8:30 in the morning. You have to report and you need to have the admission card, and you can carry blue and black pen, and you can have you should not use pencil because it is prohibited. Only you can use blue and black pen to mark it. And you will have a question paper with 100 questions, and you will have 3 hours time when you enter to the hall. Once you start the exam, till the last moment you have to be there inside, and after 3 hours when the exam session closes, you hand over the booklet to them and then you leave. If you try to leave before, it is prohibited. Don't try. Okay. And you have to carry all this bare act. See, I have marked this much. See, this all the books I had to carry if I am going for the exam. So any student going for exams for AIBE 19, you need to have these books along with you. You can go inside with these books. They will allow you to carry except this book. This book. You need to carry only a bare act like this. And you keep it aside near to you without disturbing any other students. You keep the distance and simply with calm mind, with positive attitude, you start writing the answers. Now, you will find 4 questions. For example, most of the time you will find A, B, C, D. 4 options. And you directly go to the article and check which answer is correct, or go to the section or check the rules and find the correct answer and write it. Suppose if you don't know the answer and if you are unable to find the answer, then I will give you one idea how to manage the risk. Out of 4 options, A, B, C, D, and let's say you don't know any answers, from the beginning till the last, from question number 1 till the 100, you answer only for one method of answers. Either you answer all A, or all B, or all C, or all D. So the idea of this option is, there is a chance that even though you don't know the answers, but probably there will be an answer in it. So if you randomly select A, B, C, D, then the probability is you will lose 100% opportunity. But if you take this method, either you answer only to A, or only to B, or only to C, or only to D, there is a probability that you will find out of 100, like 20 answers will be correct. So, from the Bare Act, using the Bare Act, you try to get the correct answers and it will help you to get passed from the exam. And remaining 40 questions, which is not coming from the Bare Act directly, there you have to choose the intelligence. The law is all about logic, and they will twist the question in a way it will confuse you. But you should be brilliant enough and see what actually the question says. And logically, if it connecting with the law you studied, then you will be able to choose a correct answer. If not, in the worst scenario, do the other option I told you. Either you answer for all the answers you don't know, choose A and continue all the A, then B, then C, then D. But don't use for one answer you don't know, then don't take one A, one B, one C. No, it will put you in danger situation, because you need to have 45 mark and you somehow you got 40 marks, and remaining you need 5 marks to get passed. So if you follow the option I told you to choose for all remaining questions which you are not able to answer, write D or C or B or any one option you have to take and answer to them. And it will give you some solution to have remaining marks to win the game. This is all about, I can tell you about AIBE 19 exam. Many people they says the exam is very easy. Many people they says the exam very tough. But the reality is All India Bar exam is getting tougher and tougher every year. This year, one of the new changes I noticed, before Bar Council of India, they used to give permission only for enrolled advocates to write this exam. After you enroll with any state bar council, you have to take bar council exam within next 2 years and finish it. So people will go for first time, second time, third times, and they are getting passed. Here I am giving you one option. Carefully read the questions, and this 3 hours only for bar council exam. You forget all the problems you have, keep it aside. When you go to the exam hall, you peacefully go to the hall and you think that you will get passed this time. Never think any other subjects while you are doing bar council exam. You concentrate with only the exam. Any answers which is very easy and you are sure that 100% the answer is correct, you can do it. You can mark it yearly. If not, follow the sequence and finish it. So you cannot take much time. Hardly you can take 1 minute, I believe, not more than that. Because within 3 hours you have to finish 100 questions. So you don't have much time. 1 minute, 1.5 minutes maybe. Because you have to mark it, you have to write the details, and you see there are some processes going on. So that also will consume time. So this is all about, I want to tell you, my friend, wish you all good luck and try to pass the exam during AIBE 19 itself, and see you all later. Thank you very much.